Doom Nation, what's up, guys? We are back once again with another Doomed review. We will be reviewing Hawkeye episode 4, and Skaggs is out today with his family. So our dear good old friend, Mr. Jerry, Mr. J Play.
Hi.
What's up, Jerry? We'll be filling in for our Doomed review. So what's up, Jerry? Say hello to everybody.
Not much. Hello, everybody. I've been on a couple episodes kind of in the background. You really don't see me much.
Yes.
I comment here and there when needed or when I feel like I have something to say, but sometimes I don't have anything productive to say, so I really don't show up too often. But
like
I'm
the
here.
rest of the world.
Yeah, pretty much. But I am around. I do.
Yes. So all right, we're gonna review episode 4. From this point on, there'll be spoilers. Like I said, Skaggs is out with his family, so we're just gonna roll with it.
Yep.
What have you thought of Hawkeye 1, 2, and 3 so far?
So the last 3 episodes, they definitely, Hawkeye has its own feel, definitely different than Loki and WandaVision. It's
Do you
more
think it
like,
feels like the Defenders?
I remember. So I was listening to the last couple of reviews. No,
Okay.
I think it has its own. Yes, we all heard that laugh and saw that hand, so we know where they want to start going.
That's another question I got for you later. But yeah,
all right, fair enough. I don't think they're going Defenders route. I think it's more of like, all right, we all know superheroes and magic and timelines and this and that. It's like, well, here's real people.
Yeah, assassins. Yeah,
right. I mean, they're assassins, but they're still humans. Like they don't have powers. I know Hawkeye, at some point had powers in comics, whatever. In this, he doesn't have powers. He is a real life guy. He just kicks everybody's ass, and he's super accurate with his bow. But remember the whole Ronin thing. He's good with a sword too. So
yeah, he's a ninja.
He is.
He's a super ninja, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. It definitely has its own feel compared to the rest of the MCU, but what's being put out on Disney Plus so far. But I think it's been fantastic.
Definitely.
All right, so
yep.
What did you like about this episode? Where do you want to start with it? Or actually, hold on.
Yeah,
so do you think the black suit with the hand is Kingpin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
that's his laugh. That's D'Onofrio's laugh too, like the actor.
Okay.
He had the distinctive kind of like that's 100% that's him. That's D'Onofrio, because we already seen things about Daredevil coming back with Charlie Cox. Like they're like Kevin Feige is like, if Daredevil's coming back, it's Charlie Cox, which everybody wants Charlie Cox back. Nobody wants him to be recast. Did nothing.
Well, you don't think Ben Affleck would, drop the bat suit?
Oh yeah, I mean, listen, the timeline's broken. We could see anybody.
Yeah,
I saw a meme the other day. It was a picture of Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei from My Cousin Vinny. And it said, until the MCU shows me their Uncle Ben, this is my Uncle Ben in the MCU. I was like, all right, Joe Pesci could be Uncle Ben in one timeline.
I guess so. Yeah.
You never know.
From the Penguin to Uncle Ben.
Yeah. Well, no, that's Danny DeVito.
Oh, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Side note, said he is open to coming back as the Penguin if Tim Burton will direct the movie.
Well, I mean, not to get, into a whole nother universe, but in Flashpoint, Michael Keaton is going to pop up as Batman. So that's
you can see Danny show up like
why not? Yeah. But anyway,
in the suit. Yeah, let's get back to the universe here.
So this episode, I like this episode because the one my main concern and my main point about this, you brought it just up, that these are real people in superhuman situations. And Kate is finally learning that,
she's getting there.
And Hawkeye, it's good to see the character building between the two of them, that he is like, listen, it's not about the best shot you take, it's the best, you know what I mean? He's like, the best shot I took was the shot I never took.
I wrote that down. That's a great line.
And it's in this line of work, you lose people, you manage your loss and stuff like that. Everybody sees the Avengers, and it's even in the MCU, it's like it is in the real world. You got your kids wearing your Thor shirts and dressing up like Spider-Man and playing with the shield, and that's what everybody sees in the MCU. What you don't see is what they went through, what happened in when they faced Ultron, what happened in Wakanda when the snap took place.
Whole Manhattan gets destroyed.
Exactly.
Tony thinking Hawkeye. So.
Tony Stark's entire story was he's just a guy in the suit.
Yeah.
He had the PTSD of looking into that void to save the planet. It's no different than Hawkeye. Hawkeye's now he's icing himself with margarita mixes and daiquiri mixes. He's got he needs an earpiece.
He's a regular guy.
These are real people that took the real beating.
Yep. Like Thor can just go away. Like Thor's seen war and all that stuff. Yeah. He can disappear. The Hulk is a professor. But the Hulk went into different planets and whatnot and seen all different shit. Like Hawkeye and Natasha, even though we get to see a glimpse of her when she was dying in the episode. Like that's coming back to him because that was his friend. That was his person. Like they had a real life relationship together. So
yeah, and it's nice to see that they're still leaning on that because it is an important part of he saved her and she saved him as well. Yeah. And it makes me want to watch Endgame again to rewatch that scene of when she sacrificed herself. Because there's just so much in the the MCU that I can't remember every line.
I can't even tell you how many movies there are.
Yeah.
But that's what they do.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning where
I
like that they're very good with cliffhangers. Like with the Walking Dead cliffhangers, like, oh boy, someone's either dead or alive. Episode's 3 cliffhanger was what's his name?
The sword. Of course with a J.
John? No.
Jack.
Yeah. Jack has the Ronin sword up against Hawk, and you get this cliffhanger of like, oh boy, what's going to happen next? Right. And the episode starts, and it's like, oh, my mistake. I didn't mean to do that. Like, I you threw me for a loop again.
Oh, you're an Avenger.
Yeah.
In my living room.
Do you think Jack is going to eventually get like a costume and be the swordsman?
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, obviously in the comics, like if you know a little bit, or I did a little more research because I really didn't know too much about him. He is the swordsman. So according to the comics, like he started Hawkeye. He was Hawkeye's mentor.
Okay.
And eventually, the student becomes the master kind of thing, and Hawkeye started off as a bad guy.
Yeah.
Which.
So
I think which is kind of like how he is in the movies too. We don't see his bad guy stuff.
Right. The most you see of his bad guy stuff is the Ronin side, but everybody still loved him.
Or when Loki was controlling him in the first one.
And it makes he makes a great point. The best scene is the Christmas scene in this movie when they are the Christmas movie marathon. It was super thoughtful of her.
Party.
Yeah, the ugly sweater party and all that. There's a lot in that scene because he even says, he's like, my job was always to hurt people.
Yeah.
He, at the end of the day, just like Natasha, was an assassin. Yep. And assassins kill people.
You point me at my target and that's it.
And I hit it.
That was my job.
And the only difference about the Avengers was he was pointed by the right people at the right target.
That's it. Like you said, when everybody disappeared, he had no more direction. So
yeah,
it was just, that's what he did to fill the void. He went back to what he was good at doing.
Yeah. So the house phone's ringing. Let's just let that go. But
okay.
So also another good part of that was the trick shot with the ornament, man.
With the ornament.
And it shows that like it's good to like bounce back and forth because you do see that like Clint is a real guy. He's not Captain America, but he does have this skill that a lot of people don't possess.
Yeah, he trained. But he was able to teach Kate right away too.
Yeah,
she picked it up.
She definitely has the skill and the ability to be hero-esque. We'll see.
Comic wise, she's Hawkeye. Like she's gonna be Hawkeye.
Yeah.
She takes up the mantle. They both carry the name Hawkeye in the comics. So.
Yeah. Then your NYPD LARPers, man, just jumping in and stealing evidence and all that, man.
Don't worry, I wrote something down about that.
Go for it.
Like, there's no way this is. I don't care what. Like, unless Captain America probably walked in and would have said, like, "All right, I need these." Like, no, like you're not just showing up to some random place that you've never been to. Like, oh, hey, I'm this person. This is these arrows right here. This evidence that you're holding.
Yeah, we're just gonna steal them.
Like, no, that doesn't happen. It goes through a lot of different steps to even get packed in a bag. Yeah. So that's definitely not real life stuff. But then again, obviously, it's not real life.
No, it's the MCU.
Yep.
I had a sneaking suspicion we were going to see the LARPers again.
Yeah.
And
they were good characters.
They were
the fight. When he fought.
And the funny thing is that we didn't recognize it when we were doing the reviews for episode 1 and 2, but during that LARP scene, there was a LARPer dressed up as the classical comic book Hawkeye.
Yeah, the guy with the purple.
Yeah, I didn't notice this. Skaggs didn't notice it. Danny didn't notice it.
Yep.
And so it was kind of some good foreshadowing because obviously that's the comic book accurate suit-esque. And now these guys are going to create the new comic book Hawkeye costume that we see all the time.
And remember, Kate drew the picture.
Yeah,
of the classic suit too. With the he's like, what the hell?
With
is
the owl eyes. Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's your suit.
It was always such a weird mask.
Yeah,
it was much better with the agent glasses. So,
all right. So I got. Let me see. I found it funny, like when they're sitting down. If we want to go back to the beginning, so we started with the sword, and then they're all sitting at the table. Kate calls him CB1. He's like
Clinton Barn one.
He's like, you don't call me that. But it was great, just like the interaction with the mom and everything. Like she's trying to like come up with stories and this and that. And Clint's like, nope, like it's us. Like
we're best friends, not your friend.
No, we just do you work together? Yeah, but I feel that the mom is actually going to be like the big bad guy of this. Yeah, with the last 2 episodes. Like, I feel like you're going to get a lot more of the mom being the bad guy. Like, Jack is just there. Even though they all had, like, a nice little moment when they were
dancing and laughing.
The dancing part, but then, like, he would say phrases, but say them wrong. And then even Kate, like, you always say things wrong. Like, who knows? But I have a feeling the mom is the real bad guy.
Right. That's, it's not out of the realm of possibility. She made that phone call. Right away after Hawkeye left. I'm starting to like their characters a little bit because when she was like, oh, I'm working with Hawkeye on a case, and she was like, Jack was like, that's fantastic, and the mother was like, what are you talking about?
You're gonna get hurt.
They're two completely different characters, and it's nice.
I didn't look into it, but is it public knowledge within the MCU that Natasha is dead?
Yeah, I'd have to assume so.
If you came back to him like Natasha like kind of died or whatever.
Well, yeah. After, I'm sure it's common knowledge that after the blip and then everyone came back, I'm sure the Avengers took credit for it, and not all the Avengers. Well, everybody knows Tony Stark is dead, so
Well, he's a little bit harder to hide that like his death than Natasha.
But. She's still an Avenger, and it's pretty clear in the MCU that like the Avengers are praised and they saved the world and stuff like that. So
I got more on the so back into Jack too with the tracksuit people. So the tracksuits are being used a little bit different in the show than they do in the comic, because I did read when they came out with like the updated Hawkeye comic, which people are kind of upset, like the intros and stuff for the first couple episodes were like the comic-y style, like the purple and white, that the guy who is the writer, I forgot his name, isn't getting like royalties or anything for that because it's using his art style. The tracksuit guys, they're like almost in every comic, every issue, because they're like the comic relief, just like they're Team Rocket. They're his Team Rocket. Like they're just there, they get their ass kicked, and then they're like, all right, Hawk guy. They call him Hawk guy. G-Y,
bro.
G-U-Y, Hawk guy. But and then I know you guys like, oh, they're like, bro, this, that, yeah, cool. Yeah,
Bro moving. Trust a bro moving.
yeah.
I was sad they weren't in this episode.
They mentioned them, but they weren't.
Yeah.
But then now you find out that Jack has ties to them, like laundering money, and then is it leading into Kingpin on that side being like the top guy for them?
Yeah,
well, we don't know, but
I think it might be a villainous like chain of command, like tracksuit, Jack, like Jack and Echo are somewhere in the same. Then maybe, somebody else, Eleanor Bishop or whatever, up there, and then like Kingpin is being the kingpin of it all.
Could be, definitely could be.
Because they did in, I think, episode 2 or 3, they did mention when they had the sign language conversation about Echo's father. Yeah. With Kazi, what's his name? Kazi, right? Yeah. So I think I just have some type of suspicion that by the end of it, like, we will find out the Kingpin is, being the Kingpin, pulling the strings.
I'm 100% fine. Let's go. Let's
get him in. Oh, I'd be more than happy with that.
Bring him in.
Yeah. So what about so I had some issues with the fight scene, what led up to the fight scene.
Okay.
So, Hawkeye promised his, Kate's mother, I'll keep her safe, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And right away, like, takes her on a mission, which is fine, because this is the movie. This is what it's about. But like, he's trying to like teach her, they have this nice Christmas night and he teaches her a trick shot and they get the arrows and all that stuff. And he takes her out on this mission and he's like, you need to worry about an exit more than you need an where'd you go? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he just lost.
And you're supposed to downstairs. Be a silent assassin and you're walking across the street talking to people in the building.
Let me help you in.
Yeah. I mean, just there was nothing ninja about it. Who do you think owns that Rolex?
Oh, that's I wrote definitely. There's a couple theories. The easy answer is it's Tony's, and he's got some technology. No, I'm just saying, like, like one thing you could just like, it's probably Tony Stark's because it came from the Avengers compound. He wears watches. He might have some technology in there. Who knows? But he says that along the lines of if they get it, they're going to find out somebody like that I work with's identity or where they are or something like that. So it could be the wife because his wife is the one who mentions the watch.
That's who I think who's the owner.
So, but they already know who his wife is, like, so that's not really
right. But I think the wife might be like ex-Shield or something like that.
Right, that's something. Yeah, it was
and that watch could connect her to Shield.
Right,
Shield's wrapped up with Hydra. Well, Shield was wrapped up with. So who really knows what type of information is on that watch?
That's true. Or another one, a little theory I saw is it's Nick Fury's because nobody knows where Nick Fury is. I mean, we know that he's in space, like doing stuff, but nobody knows where Nick is, and maybe that's a way of contacting him or something along those lines.
That's actually a really good. I actually like that theory the most now out of all of it because
you need him.
Because I mean, Shield is who took Clint in. Shield is who took Natasha in. It wraps up that story real nicely, and it ties back into Nick. I mean, we know Nick Fury's alive, but I don't think it's common knowledge that people still
No, I don't think anybody. I think he purposely is hiding,
right?
Because you guys alluded to it. I don't know when, if it was a Hawkeye review or something, but you were like, "Oh, Secret Wars could be a show." Secret Wars is a show. They already confirmed it. Like they're ready to go. And Samuel L. Jackson's coming back as Nick Fury in Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, whatever they're calling it.
That might have been when we reviewed 10 Rings or something like that.
Maybe. Yeah. You guys are like, oh, where does it go next? And then
like
this and that. So Fury's planning something. He's going to come back with sword because the shield is already there. He's building sword in space with the what's it called? People.
The Skrull.
Skrulls. So
the half of the Skrull that are good.
Right. Super Skrull and all that nonsense. Carol's out there too and all that good stuff. But
so then now that we went through that, what did you think of the fight? This 3-way super ninja beatdown.
Last week was much better, but
Yes.
It felt rushed because it's like, who do I pay attention to? And then like, oh shit, it's, I mean, if you want to get into it right now, but it's this chick, fucking
Oh yeah, well, I mean, let's spoil
Yelena.
it. It's yeah. What's her
Yelena
Romanoff. So that was the big that was the big spoiler.
Episode.
That was the big reveal for this episode.
I saw the photo of it on Facebook this morning, like side by side. I didn't read it. I was like, God damn it, I didn't watch the episode yet.
It was funny over the week. Marvel, one of I don't know if it's the official Facebook Marvel page, but it's a Marvel fan page.
Yeah.
And it was like, spoiler alert, Hawkeye. And it was like, Pizza Dog is a good boy. I love, that was my favorite meme so far of it. But yeah, the
dog is a great character, by the way. Like,
and I think he's just going to get more and more involved.
And he has an issue where it's just him in the comics. Like, it's the day in the life of the dog, and he's just like at the apartment, and then Clint shows up, and he gives him like some pizza or whatever. And then Kate shows up and leaves, and then he has to go for a walk, and then, like it's.
I was hoping like he was sneaking out and like robbing the tracksuit mafia and biting them and stuff.
He bites the tracksuit mafia.
Okay. The fight was good. It was weird. Because once again, Kate set that alarm off because she's not trained, and she just ran across the street like an idiot to do this. And then she ended up fighting Echo. Right. And I liked how the zip line failed right away. Yeah. You know, because she's a novice. She doesn't know what she's doing. But like, it was weird. Like, I think a lot of people, like when you were watching it for the first time, and like Clint was fighting someone, who did you like right away think like, oh, gee, I wonder who could be attacking Clint if that goes over here. Right.
Like you didn't really know. I mean, you didn't know for sure, obviously. You could kind of tell it was a woman, at least like body shape and whatnot. And then you start thinking like, well, what women are going to try to fight Hawkeye right now? And what movie just came out? And it's like, you need to kill Clint Barton because he killed your sister. It's like, okay. Yeah. It was a good big, it was like, a reveal, but it wasn't like a my
shock.
God.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it would have been more shocking if it was Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Full disclosure, I never made it full way through the Black Widow movie.
Oh, wow.
I've tried twice. It's not that it's a bad movie. It's just that I sit down, I get comfortable, I put a movie on, and I'm old man, and I just fall asleep.
Yeah, we're getting old.
Yeah, watching it in a movie theater is completely different than watching it here. So
you're right.
But yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion that she was going to come in. So it wasn't a huge surprise. I did like the Black Widow suit with the night vision and all that, and the red gauntlets and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Like, he knew exactly. I see. Now here's the other thing. Does he know that is Natashas' sister, or does he just know that it's a Black Widow assassin?
I think he knows it's Natashas' sister because Kate goes, "Who was that?" And he says, "You don't want to know." Yeah. And then he explains that someone is now hired a Black Widow assassin, and you need to go home. I'm doing this alone. Yeah. Like, so he kind of got angry. Back to that Christmas scene. See, this was like a good character building episode. Back to that Christmas scene where he's like, I knew she wanted out. I didn't take the shot, and I was right. And she was like, it was Natasha, wasn't it? Right. And you could see that like he got angry at the idea of having to bring up Natasha. He has the PTSD. He was dreaming of when Natasha sacrificed herself, and now he's pissed at Kate for being involved in Natasha's sisters. And so like anything with Natasha brings up this anger in him.
I don't think he's pissed, because you see like a difference when she gets thrown off the building and she's being like suspended. Like, obviously it's like a flashback of, she's like, pull me up. He's like, he tells her, no, like, go home. But he did it more of like, I think he did it more to keep her safe than like, he doesn't hate her. Like he
definitely doesn't hate her. But I think after losing Natasha,
you don't want to lose anybody else.
He's not in the business of trying to lose someone else. And then if he does know it's Natashas' sister, it brings up that much more heartache that like, now her sister's coming after me. I already lost, Natasha. I can't put this kid in harm's way.
No, makes sense.
And then it just abruptly ends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how every episode.
Yeah, it does. There's no real cliffhanger. You know, they all ran away in different directions.
Nope.
They're still using field tip arrows, as Skaggs mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing, actually, something I had written down. Kate was talking to him about like the special arrows. He's like, there are no more. So what do you mean? Because why they had to go get the arrows? He's like, well, there's arrowheads, but there's no more arrows.
Mm-hmm.
And my thinking is like, well, who made these arrows that there aren't? Like, why can't he make more? Like they're special. Obviously, they're special arrows in a way, but because they had to go get them. Like and you guys had said something like, oh, Tony gave everybody something. Maybe Tony gave him those arrows, and that's why they're special, or shield, or whatever.
Yeah, so I'm leaning more. Skaggs and I were both leaning more towards shield. Yeah. I think if Tony gave Clint arrows, he would have been boastful about it. Yeah, they would, but it's not in everything we've seen with Hawkeye in it. Like you look at Spider-Man, his suit is very Tony-esque, Iron Man's, both suits, the Iron Spider, and it
has his distinct
So and then if you watched Eternals and the 10 Rings, their powers and the Rings powers kind of were very similar.
I didn't see Eternals yet, but I saw.
Oh, okay. Well, no spoiler warning there. You know they have powers.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Clint was shooting Stark arrows, that you would see it would be like nanotechnology would hit something and it would be like an iron. There'd be iron aspects to it.
Yeah,
that's why I think it might be shield. But also Hank Pym gave him arrows.
That's comic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, when he becomes like the giant guy in the comic book, and then he just didn't want powers anymore, so it's weird. But
what's that for? What, when Hawkeye became a giant? Is that
Hawkeye became a giant? Like
I never even seen that.
Yeah, Hawkeye had Hawkeye's powers that he got in the comics was he went to Hank Pym, and Hank Pym gave him like the opposite of Ant-Man stuff. Like when Ant-Man got big, he made him a big giant guy. So he was called Goliath, I think.
Okay.
So
that's
that
pretty
was
dope.
his stint of superpowers, that he was like a giant brolic guy.
But it is, I think we will get a little taste either in the Hawkeye, a little theory for us. I think we will see Ant-Man or Pym Tech again.
Okay.
Or we will either in the Hawkeye series, or we'll see a little bit of Hawkeye in Ant-Man 3. Because now that Tony's gone, now that Shield's gone, Sword hasn't really arrived yet outside of WandaVision.
Yeah.
Maybe Hank Pym makes some trick arrows, makes a boomerang arrow.
Good. Or like an arrow that shrinks when it hits something, like shrinks whatever it hits, or explodes it up. There's so much coming. It's like you can wish and I want all 3 Spider-Man to be in the movie, and it's like they probably are, but we don't know yet.
Well, they got to keep that. I don't want to find that out until next Friday when we're sitting in the movie theater.
Oh shit, it's already it. Holy shit. Is it?
Yeah. I think it should be next week.
Yeah.
Which will be awesome.
Alamo. We'll be right there in the Alamo.
I would like to do a review at Alamo, because that is for anybody.
Kicked out.
For anybody who doesn't have an Alamo in their hometown, you should be revolting right now. That's a reason to cause a riot. Alamo is probably one of the best movie theaters. Every other row is removed. You have a little table in front of you. They serve you full meals. They have a full bar
throughout the whole movie too.
Yes. Their refillable popcorn is kind of a nonsense. You maybe get one good bottomless popcorn.
It's big.
But you don't go there for the popcorn. You go there for the food and the booze.
Well, and if you get kicked out, they will kick you out.
Yep. They don't take anything. If you're talking, if you're loud, that'll be the last time. And I appreciate that, because from where me and Jay live and grew up, every movie I remember seeing Thor 2, and the people behind us were just outright screaming through the whole movie. There's nothing you could do. Now Alamo,
you can fight them, but then you get in trouble.
So anyway, Alamo's a great place.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's coming out next week. It might, yeah. Or
It actually comes out a week from today.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see it on
the 17th.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So it is next week. And I was wrong because I thought Hawkeye would be wrapped up by the time Spider-Man comes out.
It's not episode after.
Yep.
Because we got two episodes left.
Imagine if the last episode of Hawkeye has something to do with Spider-Man in it.
Hey, it could.
You know,
New York.
At Kingpin's a Spider-Man villain.
They're in New York City.
Yep.
Or characters that would normally be in New York City will be in Spider-Man and will also be in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Such as maybe Daredevil.
That'd be crazy.
Maybe we'll get some Daredevil. We got Wilson Fisk. He's there.
Yeah.
Charlie Cox is there. So maybe the last episode of Hawkeye is Hawkeye fighting Kingpin, getting his ass kicked, and Charlie Cox comes flying in, and Daredevil's kicking Kingpin's ass again.
That'd be dope. So let's since you're the guest, you rate it first, pal.
Let's see. You guys like to give high grades.
You can give a low grade if you want.
No,
we base it really if we enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's pure joy.
So the way I would think of it is like, if it was like a decent episode, I would go somewhere in a 5.
Right.
Because that makes your 9s and 10s like.
Yeah, so like if Daredevil showed up in the last one, it'd make it 10. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
because you can't go from this week, let's say this episode, I say it's an 8.
Yeah.
And then, but we really didn't get anything. Like, it was good, but it was like, man.
No.
But then Daredevil shows up. It's like, that's only worth 2 points. No, that's worth like 15, but I can't go. So I'm going to go. I'll give you ratings for the first 3, and then I'll give you the 4th one.
Okay.
First one, I know you said like a 9 or a 10 or something like that.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first episode a lot.
I enjoyed it too. I'm going to go with an 8 for the first one.
Okay.
Second, a little bit better. I would say 8.5. Third, I would go back down to an 8. And then this one, I would say a 7.
Okay.
Because it's still good. Still above average. It's something I would want to watch. I would think like a 5 would be something I would watch, and like, I won't go out of my way to watch, but I'll watch it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if we get Daredevil, I'll give you a 10. Yeah, I'd say a 7 for this one.
Yeah, I'm giving this episode a 6. There was action, there was character building. I enjoyed the character building. There was a few things, I enjoyed seeing the characters of Jack and Eleanor. I enjoyed seeing the back and forth of Kate and Clint. And then you got to see, the big reveal of, Romanoff. But we knew that was coming. And I really just hated how Kate just ran into there. And because Clint says you got to have an exit strategy because it when things go sideways, and it always goes sideways. And she ensured that it went sideways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
have the easier way out than in.
She didn't listen to him.
Yeah.
So I'm giving it like a 6, 6.5.
Yeah, I can see that too. So one more quick thing to add to
for it.
Their relationship is like Hawkeye is the serious one, and then she's like the comic relief kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, so, and as soon as it starts getting serious, you get Kate bringing it back down to something like, "Aha, or you idiot, or you dummy." Like, what are you doing? Like, but that's Kate. That's the way she is. But she'll grow into, let's see, Young Avengers maybe coming.
She'll get along with Thor.
Yeah.
Thor and
who wouldn't get along with Thor?
Yeah. Thor and Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, definitely. We gotta see what the hell's happening with them.
Isn't there? It might be next year, but Disney said there's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy and a Groot Christmas special.
Christmas
I think it's two different things.
Oh, I don't know about 2. I know there is a Christmas special coming next year. And then there will be Guardians 3. And Sylvester Stallone is going to be back in there because they're going to be that other team.
The Nova Corps.
No.
No?
They're the not the Ravagers. There's something else. Like Sylvester Stallone has another team that's concurrent with like the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, it's like their competition almost.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So,
we'll have to wait for that to come out.
yeah, of course. Well, and that's what you look forward to. They have so much planned. Like God knows that when they made Iron Man 1, were they thinking this far ahead? Like have us here talking about a TV show on a streaming service?
Yeah.
Like
Their big thing from Iron Man 1 was that they got the same general to play what's his name? Becomes the Red Hulk.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I have the face in my head. And
yeah, they got that crossover, and they're like, "Wow, the Hulk's in this Iron Man movie." Like it gave that like
he could be. He could have been. Yeah.
Well, the Incredible Hulk is canon. The Ed Norton,
Edward Norton one. Yeah.
And with the timeline change, it becomes
it's easier to explain everything now.
Yeah.
Anything that's like, well, it was kind of different in this movie, or like recasting people.
Yeah.
Like Rose.
That I hate though. Yeah. I hate that though. They did that. It didn't work out well for X-Men. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just got so crazy. They just ended up going back and forth. It was what a mess. But
maybe we'll get our own X-Men soon.
And if we don't get a yellow and black Wolverine suit, I swear to God, there'll be hell to pay.
I don't think you will. I don't think you're ever going to see that. Not at least not. I know there's the deleted scene and everything, but I don't think you're ever going to see a Wolverine actor wearing it. But you might see like a photo of it somewhere.
Nah, I think we're gonna. I think if Marvel is doing very well with comic accurate suits, I really think we're gonna get a blue and yellow Cyclops. Maybe, you know, but I think I have a funny feeling the first time we see Wolverine, he's going to be in the brown, the brown and yellow.
Yeah, I remember you were saying something.
Yeah, and that's the suit I hate the most. Oh, I
had that. That was my favorite toy as a kid. I had the brown suit Wolverine that had.
Yes, I know what you're talking. I had that too.
And then you would bend it so it wouldn't come out, and then you pop it and pop out.
I had that.
That was a great toy, and mine had no helmet.
I think mine had the mask on. Yeah.
What's it called? What were they going to say? I'm sorry. No, X-Men. Speaking of X-Men, they're bringing the cartoon back.
I heard, but I didn't look into it.
Yeah, they're continuing the cartoon. So who knows? Awesome. Maybe that's going to be. Oh, did you see Enter the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse trailer?
No, with Miles Morales.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that yet either.
You guys got to watch it and maybe do like a review thing with that. But
we'll get the Doughboys.
Spider-Verse is back.
Yeah, that's awesome because that movie was very good. That was very well done.
He's going through the universes, so
in a very similar fashion of what
I don't know if Miles Morales pops out in Spider-Man next week.
Yeah,
maybe that's our third Spider-Man or fourth Spider-Man.
For a little side note before we wrap up, I don't remember if I said this in any of our reviews. So you know that little scene in the trailer of the Spider-Man movie where Spider-Man's jumping and Electro, Sandman, and
Lizard. And there's the screwed up version.
Somebody noticed the Lizard getting hit and no one was there.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Morales can do invisibility.
He can. And he's going across the Spider-Verse in his next movie, which during the trailer he fights Spider-Man 2099, who was at the end credits of the first one, who is voiced by Oscar Isaac. Moon Knight.
Okay.
The guy and Dune and all that stuff. Yeah. I know you guys like it.
I didn't watch Dune yet. That's something that's still on my list.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it till the second one comes out.
Yeah. But anyway. All right. Thank you, Jerry, for
absolutely
jumping in for us. We'll hopefully have you back on, do another review. I hope you had a good time.
Absolutely, as always. Now I get to listen to myself in the car instead of just you two.
Yeah. Now you can hear what your voice actually sounds like.
Terrible.
It's not as fun as you think.
No.
I cringe listening to some of the stuff I
say. You guys have decent.
But thank you. Yeah. Anyway, Doom Nation, big thank you. We reached our 2021 goal. We have 300 subscribers on YouTube now. Let's get another 100 going. I was talking to Skaggs. I think it might be 100% increase because I think we ended our first year with 100 YouTube subscribers. And throughout this year, we got 200. So we're reaching people. It's slow, it's steady, but I'd rather have 200 than 0. So,
one is better than none.
Exactly. Guys, thank you, Doom Nation, so much. We hope you enjoyed this Doomed review, and we will catch you next week.
Take care, bud.
Adios, guys.